bajing ciripit, tulang bajing kajapit.
Assalamualaikum penghuni neraka.
Today I will recap a 2022 Indonesian horror film named Qorin. Before we start, it is a request to please like and comment on the video as it will help us to grow our reach. At the beginning of the movie, we see Zara studying in her boarding school's room. Now later when she goes to the washroom, she hears some noise from outside. She then gets terrified seeing the feet of two people outside, but she wakes up and it turns out to be a nightmare. Later, her friend 𝐀𝐿 says an article on the internet says nightmares mean she has something on her mind. They then meet Umihana and her husband 𝐷𝐿, and 𝐿 asks Zara to meet him after the class. 𝐁𝐿 and 𝐂𝐃 start teasing Zara, on which she gets angry and leaves there. Later, Zara visits 𝐷𝐿's office, where he introduces her to a new student 𝐿. He tells 𝐿 that Zara is the head of the class and their most hardworking and responsible student. Zara then takes her with her to show her around, where 𝐿 asks her if the front gate is the only way out, to which Zara tells her that there is the gate next to the classrooms. She then brings her to dormitory, where she explains to her all the rules and regulations of the school. 𝐁𝐿 asks her why did she move here from Jakarta, to which she says her mom sent her, and she won't be here long anyway. Only then Umihana comes there, and Zara introduces 𝐿 to her. Yana welcomes her to their dormitory and tells her that every student must keep their room and environment clean and also observe all the rules. Now after Yana leaves, they all start cleaning the room and 𝐁𝐿 stumbles upon 𝐿's bag. She finds a pocket knife in her belongings, to which 𝐿 says it's her amulet to keep her safe. Now in the night 𝐿 is teaching them about Qorin Jinn, a demon that walks side by side with a human assigned to accompany them. Meanwhile, Zara sees a faded figure just like him behind 𝐷𝐿, and only then do they hear someone scream. Some people bring a possessed girl to 𝐿 who is behaving strangely, and seeing this, all the girls get very scared. 𝐷𝐿 starts reciting prayers to exorcise her, but then the other girl gets possessed, and 𝐿 expels the jinn out of her body. Now Zara and her friends were discussing this on their way back to their room, but 𝐿 says she thinks that was fake, and maybe those kids did that for attention. The next morning, 𝐿 tells them that tonight they will have a Qorin test, and they will summon and meet their Qorin jinn. 𝐿 asks him what is the benefit of summoning the Qorin jinn, to which he says if she is still questioning this, it means she is not ready to study here, and she is not ready to receive knowledge from her teacher. He then tells them that this test is mandatory in order to graduate, and when he gives Zara the list of requirements for this test, she gets scared seeing Qorin jinn with 𝐿. Later, Hana tells 𝐿 that her father sent this blessed water as he hopes this would help them to have a baby soon. She also says Zara looked agitated yesterday and asks him what's going on. 𝐿 says their final exams are coming so she must be stressed. He then says to leave the students to him and just focus on staying healthy. Meanwhile, Zara is looking for 𝐿 when she sees Malik taking away a rabbit. She follows him to see where he's taking the rabbit, and then 𝐿 also comes there. Zara asks her what she is doing here, to which she asks her to be quiet. Then they both see that 𝐷𝐿 is taking a possessed girl inside a shack, and then after some time he comes back out and gives a shroud to Malik to bury it right away. After they leave, 𝐿 and Zara check what is going on in that house, and 𝐿 starts recording everything on her phone. They see that 𝐿 is doing some ritual there in which he is taking the hair and nails of that girl. Now while leaving there, Zara hears some sound but 𝐿 takes her from there. We then see that sound was being made by a girl who was kept tied up there. Malik brings her food, which she eats voraciously, and when he leaves, we see that girl's Qorin jinn standing beside her. Here in the dormitory, all the girls are collecting their hair and nails for the test, but 𝐿 comes there and stops them from doing so. She then goes to Zara and asks her doesn't she think something strange is going on. They all ask her what is she talking, to which she shows them the video she recorded earlier, and all the girls get shocked to see it. They request Zara to talk with 𝐷𝐿, and 𝐿 says she is the only one he will listen to. Later, Zara goes to his office to talk to him, and 𝐿 watches him secretly. But Zara was so scared, and when she notices that no one is watching her, she comes back without talking to him. She then tells them that this is non-negotiable, so they have no other choice. Later, Zara collects their shrouds with their names on it, and after they all leave, 𝐿 asks Zara if they feel something is not right, why should they obey them? Zara says it's okay if she doesn't want to which 𝐿 says she just hopes she is right, that it's just a regular test. Now that night their test begins in the rain, and 𝐷𝐿 asks Zara to repeat some verses after him. Zara does the same out of fear, but 𝐿 finds it very strange. He then asks her to toss the shroud and surrender her Qorin. Zara does the same, and then he goes to the other girls and tells them to do the same, and all the girls throw their shrouds in the pit one by one. Later, Yolanda tells Zara that if something goes wrong, they should not be afraid but fight. Meanwhile, Hana finds a shroud in Almira's drawer, with her and her father's names written on it, and there is also a book named Treatise on Jinn there. Then suddenly the door of the house opens, and when she goes to close it, she sees Yolani sitting outside. She goes to him, but only then Yolani calls her from the house, and when Hana turns around, she gets terrified to see that now there is no one there. She goes back to Yolani and he asks her what she was doing out this late. She asks him why he is keeping this in the drawer, to which Yolani says it's none of her business. Hana says her dad would never let anyone learn or practice the arts of jinn if they are not ready. Yolani says her father is not here, and he does not even care about this school, to which she says wherever he is, he will protect this school without having to pray to idols. She says she never believed what Sri and the other students told her, but then Yolani starts laughing in a strange way, which scares Hana. Meanwhile, Zara is brushing her teeth, but when she stops, her reflection in the mirror keeps brushing. She gets scared seeing this, but then feels she is just hallucinating. After that, she sees Icha there and says that she scared her, but when she goes back to the dormitory, she gets shocked to see Icha there and asks her if wasn't she just in the bathroom. 𝐀𝐄𝐑 says she's here all the time and still got her period. Now Zara is thinking that what just happened when she sees Icha bleeding and laughing looking at her in a creepy way, but the next moment she becomes normal and asks Zara what's wrong with her. Later, while Yolanda is smoking outside, she notices Zara going to Yolani's office and she records it on her phone. The next day, she shows it to Zara and asks her why is she called to Yolani's room often. Zara gets scared and Yolanda tells her that if she wants to tell her something, she can tell without fear, and they will work it out together. She says she will call the police, to which Zara says they won't believe her. Yolanda says let's call Kaya Mustafa as he is the only way out, and if she is still scared, she can do this alone. However, Zara says she is coming with her. Yolanda then goes to get his contact details, while Zara waits outside, and she sees that girl there and she goes after her. Meanwhile, when Yolanda was writing a mail to Mustafa, Yana comes there and catches her. She brings her out and Yolanda tells her that she has something to show her and that Yolani is abusing them. She tries to show her the proof in her phone, but Yana snatches her phone and asks them to go to their room. Now Yolanda gets mad at Zara because she left and didn't look out for her, to which she says she saw Sri. Yolanda says but they all say Sri is gone and asks her what's wrong with her. Zara says she wants to get out of here as soon as possible, but it's not that easy. We then see Zara at Yolani's office, where he threatens her that she and her friends should not go to Kaya or Yana, and he is sure she doesn't want her friends to find out what they were doing in the shack. Now that night, Icha reveals to her that Yolani abuses her sexually and his attention is not only on her but on the other students too. Zara says he is taking advantage of them and they have to be brave and fight. Later, Icha goes to the washroom where she encounters her Kajin Jinn, and when she tries to escape from there, the door gets locked. After that, the Jinn comes to their dormitory and takes away Yolanda's knife. Zara on the other hand goes to find Icha and she sees that Yolani is coming that way. He goes inside a room and Zara sees that Icha is already in that room. Zara gets shocked to see that they are getting intimate, and only then she realizes that she is not Icha but a Jinn. On the other hand, Yolanda wakes up hearing some noise and finds that her knife is gone. She goes out and finds that 𝐀𝐑 is crying because her cat was killed by Icha, but she thinks that Yolanda has killed her because her knife was lying near the cat's corpse. Zara comes there and tries to convince her that Yolanda did not do this, and all the girls ask Zara why she is supporting this new girl instead of her friend. Just then the possessed Icha stands up and starts speaking something in a foreign language while laughing very strangely, and seeing her all the girls gets terrified. Now the next day Yolani punishes them, but Icha says she shall not bow down to him as he is the same as her and they both came from hell. Yolani says it was he who lifted her up from hell, so she is obliged to be his follower. Yana then comes there and asks Yolani to stop this and let them go back to their rooms. He says they are his followers, so this is his business and no one else's. Yana goes to Hana's house but finds that she is not home, and when she tries to call Mustafa, his number is not reachable. Now in the night, we see that Yolani has kept Hana captive with Sri, and he tells her that her father made him do this. He never considered his existence and always looked down on him. Meanwhile, we see Yana praying, and only then she sees that Mustafa's soul is reciting prayers sitting in front of her. Here Yolani tells Hana that everything will be over soon and everybody will obey him. He then leaves there and tells Malik to get Mustafa's body out and bury him now, and Hana gets shocked to see that Yolani has killed her father. On the other hand, Icha gets possessed again and she starts vandalizing the room. All three of them tie her to the bed and Yolanda says that they will need help. Zara says they have to find Yana, and 𝐀𝐑 asks them to go and she will stay and watch Icha. They both go to Yana's house and find that her house is locked. Just then they see two girls there and Zara asks them if they have seen Yana. However, soon they realize they are not their friends but Qorin jinns. Only then do their Qorins appear there and drag them away, but Yolanda manages to free herself and tries to run away from there. Meanwhile, 𝐀𝐄𝐒 haunts 𝐁𝐃𝐄𝐒, and fearing that she faints. Yolanda, on the other hand, goes to Yolani's office, where she finds the book, Treatise of Jinn, in which the procedure to summon Qorin Jinn is written. Only then she hears some sound from outside, so she tears that page and hides there. Yolani then enters the room, and after a while, 𝐀𝐄𝐒 also comes there, and he kills her, saying that he is doing all this because he loves her. Now after he leaves, Yolanda comes out, but only then she gets terrified seeing her Qorin Jinn in front of her. The Jinn tries to attack her, but she manages to escape. Meanwhile, Yana finds Zara and brings her back to her senses. Zara tells her that it's all her fault and that as Yolani sexually assaulted her and many other girls. Here 𝐁𝐃𝐄𝐒 wakes up and finds that all the students in the dormitory are getting assaulted by their respected Qorin Jinns, and when she comes out, she gets terrified seeing that her Jinn is eating her cat. Zara and Yana come to the dormitory and gets shocked to see the scene there. Yana tries to exorcise them by sprinkling holy water on them all, and Zara tells her that 𝐀𝐄𝐒 and Yolanda are not here, so she has to go find them. Here Yolanda's Jinns find her and begin assaulting her, saying the needle of hell has been freed. But then Zara, 𝐁𝐃𝐄𝐒, and Yana find her, and Yana brings her back to her senses. After this, when all of them are mourning the death of 𝐀𝐄𝐒, suddenly all the doors of the mosque open, due to which they all get terrified. Zara notices that 𝐀𝐄𝐒 is staring at her, but the next moment her eyes were closed, and she covers her up. Yana closes the door and tells them that no one will leave the mosque area. Now after some time, when Zara goes to the washroom, she remembers the moment when Yolani sexually assaulted her. She angrily breaks the bathroom mirror, after which Yolani's Jinn appears there. Zara asks him to stay away or she will stab him, to which he says it's no use, and asks her if doesn't she want to graduate first in class. She says she just wants to get out of there, but he says impossible. Zara tries to attack him, but he disappears and tells her that she doesn't have what it takes and she will never be brave enough to fight him. Zara says if he comes closer, she will kill himself, after which Jinn starts laughing and disappears from there. Now when Yolanda comes there, Zara tells her that she is tainted and she can't get what happened out of her mind. Yolanda tries to calm her down and tells her that they will make everything better. On the other hand, we see Yolani worshipping Qorin and performing a ritual. Due to this, all the girls praying in the mosque start getting possessed and their Qorin Jinns start appearing there. However, Yana and 𝐁𝐃𝐄𝐒 start exorcising them with the help of holy water. Meanwhile, Yolanda and Zara is trying to escape when they get shocked to see Malik carrying Mustafa's dead body. They then hear someone screaming for help, and when they go to a shack, they find Hana and Sri there. Now because Sri was possessed, she attacks Zara, but Yolanda starts reading verses from that page, which makes Sri faint, but Yolani overhears them. Now all of them are running away from there, but they come face to face with Malik. Sri tells him that she knows he is a good man and he lets them go from there. He then goes to confront Yolani, but as he tries to attack him, Yolani stops him using his powers and gets him killed by his own hands. Meanwhile, Yana is taking all the girls from there, but Yolani's Jinn stops their way and tells them that they will never get out of this place. Yana says they are not scared of him and God is with them. They then all begin reading prayers together, and only then Mustafa's spirit also appears there and starts reciting prayers. Yana tells Zara to get her friends out of here, and Mustafa's spirit surrounds Yolani's Jinn and starts reciting prayers continuously, due to which he starts burning and gets destroyed, but then Yolani comes there and stabs Yana with a knife. He then goes after Hana and the other girls, and he stops all the girls by controlling their Qorin Jinns. Hana approaches him and tries to kill him by strangling him. However, he overpowers her. Now Yolanda starts reading verses from that paper and manages to get free from her Jinn, after which she goes to save Hana. Zara also reads verses from the paper which Yolanda had dropped and gets herself free. Meanwhile, Yolani stabs Yolanda with her own knife, but Zara attacks him from behind. She tells him that she is not afraid anymore and then throws him into a river. She then goes to Yolanda and asks her to forgive her, to which she tells Zara that she won and thanks her for being a good friend to her, and then she dies. After this, Zara and 𝐁𝐃𝐄𝐒 are burning all the shrouds when they notice the Jinns of all their friends are standing there, and at the end we see Zara's Jinn smiling. We don't know whether the burning of the shrouds sent them back to their supernatural realm or if it would prove ineffective against the powerful evil spirits. It is possible that Yolani's spirit finds a way to return to the mortal realm and try to take revenge for his death and wreak havoc on the lives of the girls. Maybe in the future, the evil Jinn would once again pose a threat to the girls, but for now, it seemed like they had evaded the danger. Please like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon never to miss new video updates. Thanks for watching.